Dude, let's talk about Free Britney. What do you think?
I was gonna say a second ago. Okay, you don't have to gossip about all the shit talk we do, guys. All right, not everything needs to be a Free Britney podcast. Okay. When did you watch it? I watched it like 4 days ago or something.
Yeah, same. Something like that. Sunday, I think I watched it.
What if I just came in here like, I agree with her dad.
That bitch is crazy.
I think that bitch is crazy, and I think he did the right thing.
I think actually she deserved it. I think
it's crazy offensive.
Honestly, I agree with the brother.
Yeah.
Dude, how much of a dick was that guy, man?
Oh, God,
her fucking
bro.
brother?
That guy is stunk,
I can't
man.
believe they just kind of let that slide by. Like, they were like, and then his brother got interviewed briefly by this, like, radio host. And the brother's like, what did he say? He said, I don't know. The women in the family are just kind of strong-willed. And they just, they like to do what they want. Sucks being one of the two guys in the family, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the host was like, sounds kind of constitutional, man. It sounds like what these women are just free-willed. Like, it sounds like that's kind of fine. And he was like, yeah, I know. Crazy.
The host hit him with some question, and and then he had like like one of those moments.
Yeah.
Where he ate a fucking gummy worm. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, then he ended. He said, so have you talked to Britney about this? And he's like, yeah, of course. I mean, she's wanted to get out of it for like years now, but we'll see where it ends up. It's like, how is that an answer to this question? She's being held hostage. She's a prisoner. And you're like, yeah, we'll see where it ends up. What does that even mean? We'll see where it ends up.
I think that whole stint of crazy shit that people said about her, I didn't even realize the extent that people went to with like bagging on her. I just remember like she shaved her head and people called her psycho, and I thought, I don't think that's that crazy.
I don't know. It is a pretty wild thing to do. Nowadays, maybe not, because it's like, but back then, that was a pretty weird thing to do.
I mean,
it was abnormal. It was definitely abnormal. And but the way the media painted it was like, especially with those pictures, that was interesting, is hearing the background of that famous picture of her, like, looking crazy at the paparazzi after she beat his car or whatever.
Very rarely do I get an urge to like want to hurt somebody. I want to knock that paparazzi out.
Oh my God, that guy. He's like, yeah, we needed each other. It was like totally mutual, respect there. Like, she needed me, man. I needed, fuck off, dude.
No, you
Your
need her.
Your career was unnecessary. Nobody needed you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it had to have been hell to be like an A-list celebrity at like the peak of tabloid culture. Mm-hmm. You think about social media killed the tabloids.
Yeah, it did, and good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was actually thinking all it would take to murder TMZ is for like ad services, like third party, like even like Google AdSense and shit. Like if they just like ban like the domain, they're like, oh, TMZ, nah, we don't serve ads to that. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I think they'd be gone.
Yeah.
Overnight, because their traffic doesn't come from television. I feel like so much of it is the internet.
With TMZ, you mean with like modern day tabloids?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is they can just sell ads themselves.
Yeah,
that's the
true.
problem, and people still buy them. You remember IGN used to like. You ever go on IGN.com?
Gaming
website?
Not a ton, not really. No.
Was it IGN? Yeah, it was IGN. I used to go on there for gaming news, and they used to brand their entire website with whatever ad company bought out.
Oh yeah, they would do they do those full on takeovers. Yeah.
Like the whole website was themed, like the entire background was the cover of the video game that was being advertised. I used to think that was insane, but they were probably making money for that.
Oh, huge. Bro, this is like fucking like weird flashbacks. But I remember I was working on some kind of page takeover like that, and I just remember it being pure hell trying to write that kind of experience into a targeted ad like placement. Oh my fucking God. I can't even imagine every time they went to do one of those full page takeovers, like it must have been like a development fucking nightmare. You just got people, making tons of money off it. They're like, we told them that we could cover the whole page. And the developer's whoa, why? Why the fuck would you say that? They're like, dude, it's just, someone said it was possible. We got to figure this out.
Yeah. Though the asset that they gave us, though, it can't be perfectly centered. It has to be 5 pixels to the right because the title, is shifted a little bit to the right. So, what do you mean it has to be 5? What? Yeah. You just have to move you just got to move it 5 pixels.
Everything.
Yeah, but that's gonna fuck up the whole fucking layout of the site. Yeah, but the anime titties are in the cover and they want the titties showing, so they 5 five.
If you just wouldn't,
if you wouldn't mind,
just wouldn't mind.
And in the next hour too, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Bruh. Ad development. Oh my God. I've never. Bruh. Those are some of the dumbest, most frustrating people I've encountered in my entire life. We used to like code experiences like for stuff that was on TV and film, and you'd have print people walking up to our monitor with fucking rulers and like edges of paper. Trying, like putting that on the screen, like to line shit up, and they would like go to their computer and then come to mine and be like, it seemed like it wasn't, and then they put a ruler up and it'd be dead ass center, or like on one line they go, that's weird. Yeah, just on my computer it didn't look right.
It's like the fucking same on everyone. You think I have a hard-coded that it changes for whatever fucking model? That's funny.
Some of the dumbest people ever.
Oh, yeah, I made it fucked up on yours.
Yeah.
Purposely.
Holy shit, bro. They didn't understand that monitor displays like have like kind of differing colors, or like some monitors are shitty, some monitors are good. So we get a ton of that. Or they're like, the red just doesn't seem the same red. And I'm like,
yeah.
Just die. You're not meant for this era. Just go away. Anyway, sorry, PTSD.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I agree with her brother. I think
it would suck, honestly, having like strong-minded females,
strong-minded women
like,
in your
suck.
House, and you're outnumbered. You're one of the two guys in the family.
It would be pretty emasculating, to be honest. Like, shit would suck.
We should talk more about the brother.
I think that if the people who didn't get enough attention in the documentary, the brother, Kevin Federline,
the dad,
and JT too. I think Justin Timberlake deserved a little bit more shine in that documentary. I think they painted him in a really negative light. Dude, he was. Oh man, when you see it, I don't know. I feel like when people talk about like the patriarchy now and stuff like that, the shit that Jay Leno said about Britney Spears' boobs on like live TV, the way Justin Timberlake just treated her and was like everyone was cool with that. That's fucked up,
dude. I never knew Jay Leno said that shit. My jaw hit the floor. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I was thinking about that line he just said and how many people are like, oh my God. How many old people are like, Jay Leno is such a showman. Such a showman.
Like,
it's man. Like that dude's just getting on the internet being like, hey, get a load of this girl's weird boobs.
Like, you look at that and you'd be like, we've come a long way in terms of toxic masculinity. Like we're doing pretty good. Considering that used to be totally acceptable. That was totally fine.
That was dope.
Yeah, Britney Spears is, waxing her boobies or whatever. What did he even say?
Yeah, can we get the quote? Hold on.
It was something, he said it and I was like, what? That's not some weird sketch or something? She just got, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that the documentary painted the whole thing, but she got stomped on, man. It's like, She just, no matter where she went, it was like 1,000 camera dudes. Like that would drive anyone fucking crazy.
I mean, yes.
And then the way she was just constantly talked about in the media, like it's just all about sex. It's never not about her like sexual life.
Yeah.
It's like who the fuck? Can you imagine publicly talking about whether or not someone in the spotlight is a virgin nowadays? What the fuck is that?
So that I have two things. One, that part to me was like genuinely fucking sick. That's fucking gross.
Yeah.
18, 19-year-old girl, and you're a grown-ass man being like, so, what's up with that hymen?
Yeah. Welcome to the show. You're on national TV. What's up with, have you fucked it? Have you fucked yet?
Has anybody fucked in?
Yeah. You messing around at all?
Getting your fucking puss rammed? Huh? Yeah. Whole audience like, yeah, come on, tell the people. What's up with your puss?
We want to know. Who have you sucked off recently? Anyone?
How did that reporter ask that question and no one in that room beat that guy's fucking ass?
I know, that's true.
How did nobody next to him go like, yo, you're a fucking creep, and just like knocking his ass out?
Because that's what I'm saying. It was like, that was normal.
Yeah. Hey, so, hey, you still a virgin?
Yeah. I'm gay, but the audience wants to know. I don't care. I don't care. I wouldn't suck on those boobies.
Bro, the other thing that pissed me off was like, I don't want to hear any. Okay, that conservative ass mom reporter who was like being ultra critical of her, like to the point where she cried. What was her? She had like the little,
Yeah.
She had like that little Boy Scout haircut. Mm-hmm. One thing that struck me was like, I feel like a lot of old, like entertainment interviewers were like kind of like that, or like people like, I just have memories of like Barbara fucking Walters type people interviewing pop stars and shit. And then there's like, I feel like there's this clear like shaming that they're doing like in the documentary, and just from that period, I feel like that kind of furthers that, like, you're not a good girl. Why are you showing cleavage? It's like, fuck you. Just because you're old and you look like shit and you're upset that someone is like, looks better than you old bitch. Fuck you, first of all.
Yeah.
And secondly, I don't think anyone can be critical of Britney, especially like old people, because like to your point about like 1,000 cameras in your face everywhere you go, fucking Karen bitches can't handle a cell phone camera.
Yeah.
True. When they're like getting irate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You got 60 cameras when you walk.
Get that thing. Stop filming. That's illegal. You need my consent to film. Yeah. I mean, and it was like, and for the vast majority of the clips they showed, she was like exceedingly calm in the paparazzi. Like she never blew up ever. Like even when they were in front of her car, she was trying to get out of. She never had security with her either. Like she was just her. Mm-hmm. There's like these sweaty fat dudes like over her with the camera, and she never once was like freaked out or like looked like she felt overly threatened. It's like you got to have a pretty level head to like be cool in that situation. Mm-hmm. And what the fuck else? Oh yeah, it's like the epitome of like building someone up to tear them down. Like the way that the media just talked about her like in a sexual sense over and over and over again. And then as soon as she's like started showing cleavage, they're like, you're a whore.
Yeah.
It's like, but you created this. What are you talking about? Like, you forced her to like, it's just bizarre. It's like you made this part of her image and now she's like trying to just be a woman and you're like tearing her down.
I think that was like kind of one of the interesting parts about all this is that I think now when people get popular, weirdly, you see like audiences feel responsible for caring about the person, which I think is a newer thing, or like,
what do you mean?
Or maybe it's newer. What I mean is a tabloid could just like wreck your like image and who you are like indiscriminately. And there's no voice for your fans who maybe disagree with that or, want to push back against that. What I'm saying is now I feel like there's this notion that if you're a fan of someone and if that artist or that person says, I'm feeling down or this feels like too much or whatever, like I feel like now audiences feel responsible for being like, yo, like, you know, we should support this person. And if they like see shitty comments, like they're the first ones to be like, fuck you, they were going through something. You don't know what it's like to be them, like blah, blah, blah. Whereas I feel like in the tabloid era, you couldn't really do that. Like a tabloid could just be like, this person's a whore. And then everyone just has to, okay, that's it. Like there's no refuting that. There's no going against it.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like tabloids and all that could just like take one thing and pile it on and then just run with that.
Yeah.
And like, what were you if you were some person who was like, I don't think Britney's a whore? What the fuck can you do about it?
Yeah.
Like,
You're right into the tabloids.
yeah, stop it. Don't
Hey, guys.
print that.
Leave Britney alone.
Yeah, and everyone
Yeah,
makes.
I mean, yeah, the media could just. There was one narrative, and that was the problem. Is that it was so like, especially with the JT shit, it was so, you know, like I don't know, it was like male. I don't just fucking they preferred Justin's side of the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they could just easily beat her down, and so that's exactly what the narrative was.
Well, I think it just like it peeled a lot of that fucking like horse shit, like old school conservative ideology, where it's just like, oh, you know, this is what a lady looks like. This is what a young woman is supposed to behave like. And Britney, it's always like highlighting, like, look how slutty she is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, stupid.